It's here. The season finale of The Legend of Korra, Book 3, Chain. We're now going to go more in depth about the plan of the Red Lotus, because it is explained more in this episode, and I'm a bit more okay with it than I was when I saw Enter the Void, because even though they are killing Korra, they are trying to do it in an, I guess, kind of interesting way, and I appreciate that from a writing point. Basically, the Red Lotus are actually able to put this poison into Korra that makes her, you know, she's gonna die, but to prevent that, she will go into the Avatar state, which is when Zahir and his group will kill Korra and break the Avatar cycle. What I actually really loved about this is that Korra is not saved by the group this time. She's able to overwhelm them because she's in the Avatar state. And I've seen a lot of complaints from people, you know, fellow fans, who have said that, oh, why is Korra's Avatar state so weak? Well, if you watch this episode, you will be completely satisfied. She kicks so much ass in this episode. She is just pulling rocks that are the size of like mountains and throwing them at Zahir, and it's just an insanely crazy fight. The things she does in this episode in the Avatar state is just insane. We've never seen her be this powerful, really, ever. And it's just a joy to finally see Korra be able to kill it like that. Then the group gets there, and a huge fight breaks out. Mako faces the no-arms lady. Bolin is lava fighting, and I didn't mention in my last review, which I'm totally sad that I totally forgot to put in there, was that Bolin learned that he's a lava bender, which was a great twist, because I saw tons of theories saying that, oh, because everyone's like, oh, Bolin, it's your time to metal bend, and that's going to come into the end. But they kind of threw a nice little twist in there, like, oh no, he's a lava bender, that's his specialty. And I loved that, you know, subversiveness. I thought it was very effective. Those two action scenes between Mako, Bolin, No Arms Lady, and the Lava Bender were absolutely fantastic. They were so great. I'm not sure if Mako actually killed the No Arm Lady. He electrocuted the water that she was using, so maybe she's dead. He killed her directly. But we know she's dead because the Lava Bender brings the entire place out on top of them, hoping that he can take Bolin and Mako out with him. And that doesn't work out, so he's dead. Most likely the arm lady is dead. So it was just a great fight scene. I loved that fight scene. Of course, though, the big fight is between Zahir and Korra, and that did not disappoint at all. It was actually very reminiscent of the fight between Aang and Ozai, which seems weird considering we still have one book to go. And I think you should save a scene that big in terms of scope and action and how big it is for the final book. There wasn't any crazy action scene that big in the second season of the original series. But I do understand that you have to raise the stakes, and this was just a fantastic action scene. Zahir really only stood a chance because Korra had to fight the poison and Zahir at the same time. Zahir almost got the best of him, but, you know, the Airbenders, they came in, they were able to stop Zahir from killing Korra. And then came the only complaint I have with this episode. A big part of the 4-part episode that finished off The Last Airbender was Aang gonna kill Ozai or not? And a lot of the avatars said that they would kill if they had to. And honestly, I was hoping that Korra would set herself apart from Aang and kill Zahir. And you may say, well, you can't do that because it's a kid's show. They have killed so many people in the last 4 or 5 episodes. And I just thought that that would be incredible. Maybe they didn't want to do it for the protagonist. They were too worried that maybe that kids would not be able to empathize with a killer. But I think that is actually a weakness. They should have had the balls to go with that story. I would have been so impressed. I would have named this the best episode had that have happened. But all Zahir does is get trapped in some rocks, and then Bowen gets a gag where he sticks a sock in his mouth. And yes, it was great. The fight was fantastic. I was just disappointed they didn't go all the way since there was so much killing in this season. But this is still a great finale. I love this finale. And of course, we have one more book to go. Let's hope it's as good as these last two have been. And really the last three. The first season's still great. I said that I would rate the season when it's over. And I will rate the finale. So, for both the finale and the season, I have to give it an A+. This season was incredible. I'm not sure I liked it much of Season 2. They have very different tones. But at this moment, I'll say Season 3 actually is slightly better. We have one more book to go. So I'm going to talk about predictions, what I want to see from Book 4, what I think will happen, and what I maybe don't want to see. Okay, this is just a personal thing. We got to see a return of Ezra. I think that's her name. She is one of the two twins from the second season. She is so funny. They gotta put her back in it. She showed up for like the first 4 episodes or so of this season. I want to say 4 episodes, maybe she's in the 5th episode, something like that. And her plotline with Bolin, yeah, it's just a, comedy thing. But it was so funny. She was so funny. She played the deadpan so well. She just needs to come back. I thought she's such a great character. I hope she doesn't get to, a little pop in like this season. I want her to actually be in it throughout it. She's also a great fighter. Put her in it. She's so good. Of course, everyone is speculating that the next season will be war. There's going to be war. In some way. There's going to be some war. And I want to see a war. Most people are saying, oh, the nation's fighting for the Earth Kingdom. No, I don't want to see that. Well, I want to see that, obviously. If that happened. But what I want to see, obviously, is I don't know if this is obvious, but the White Lotus face the Red Lotus. That would be pretty cool. You may say that sounds stupid, but I think that sounds pretty awesome. I'd love to see the White Lotus go after the Red Lotus, or vice versa. And Korra can maybe get brought into that, Who really knows? They have said that the reason they broke off is because they now follow the Avatar. So, logical conclusion, they go after the White Lotus. Because they think they get to the White Lotus, they'll get to the Avatar. I think that makes total sense. In terms of my final thing I want to say, it's a prediction. I don't think it's a hard one to make. Kuvira is going to come back. If you know what I'm talking about, she showed up in the last 5 minutes of Enter the Void as the man who saved Korra's dad's life. And she said, what's your name? She says, Kuvira. Literally like 40 seconds later, she says, can I come? And then Lynn's like, no, Kuvira. You don't name drop somebody twice in a row like that. Like the way they say is like, Kuvira. Remember that name. It's Kuvira. Remember that name. It's coming back. So I definitely say that you better remember that. She's going to show up next season. Thank you for enduring this very long video. I want to hear, of course, what you guys think about the season finale. It seems a couple people were very unsatisfied. A lot of people didn't like this finale. I loved it, and it seems like a lot of people loved it. Of course, I love the Season 2 finale, and it seems like that's freaking blasphemy at this point. But, whatever. Comment below. I want to know what you say. If you like The Legend of Korra, and you love movies, and you love The Walking Dead, which is the next TV show I'll be doing, well then you should just subscribe to my channel. You won't miss a review. Thanks for watching, guys.